Welcome back to our deep dive into A Course in Miracles. We're picking up with Lesson 15 today.
Okay, sounds good.
If you remember, yesterday in Lesson 14, we really focused on,
Choosing positive thoughts, right?
choosing those positive thoughts,
Yeah.
and today we're taking it even deeper.
Oh, excellent.
So Lesson 15 really kind of explores the idea that these thoughts that we're choosing, they're not just kind of these fleeting things.
Right.
They're actually potent images.
Yeah, I love how the course builds on these ideas.
Yeah.
Because yesterday was all about choice, right?
Uh-huh.
And today it's like, well, what's behind that choice?
Okay.
And what gives it its power? And that's where this idea of thought images comes in.
So almost like we're not just passively watching the world go by, but we're actively creating it with every thought image that we have.
That's a really great way to put it.
So let's dive into that a little bit.
Yeah.
What does it actually mean to think about thoughts as images?
Right.
Like, how does this actually play out in our lives?
I think a good example is like, imagine you're about to have a difficult conversation with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So you're going into this conversation and you have this image of them in your mind that they're going to be hostile
Oh,
or they're going to be unreasonable.
yeah.
You're more likely to see everything they do and say through that lens,
I see.
even if they're actually coming to the conversation trying to be open.
So it's almost like that image is a filter
It is a filter.
that colors how I see and hear everything that's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I might miss out on those little cues that this person's actually trying to find common ground with me
Absolutely.
because I'm so stuck on that
On that image.
preconceived image.
Yeah. And that's what the Quran talks about with ego thought images.
Okay.
It's these preconceived notions that are rooted in fear, they're rooted in judgment,
Past experience.
past experiences, exactly.
And that's clouding how I'm seeing what's actually happening.
It really prevents you from seeing clear.
You know, this makes me think about that time that I totally froze giving a presentation.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so caught up in this image of me stumbling over my words and everyone judging me
Oof, I know that feeling.
that I had almost decided it was going to be a disaster before I even started.
And that's exactly how these negative images can turn into these self-fulfilling prophecies.
Wow.
Because one of the things that the Course teaches is that our minds are so incredibly powerful,
Right.
and that when we fixate on an outcome, especially a negative one,
Yeah.
we actually give it more energy and make it more likely to happen.
So, okay, going back to that presentation example.
Yeah.
You're saying that if I had walked into that room holding a different image in my mind,
Yeah.
maybe one where I was confidently sharing my knowledge,
Right.
it could have actually gone differently.
Well, it's certainly possible.
Oh.
And that's what's so empowering about this lesson is
Yeah.
that we have more agency than we think we do.
So it's not like a magic formula or anything.
It's about recognizing that we have this power.
Okay, so how do we actually put this into practice?
Yeah.
It's one thing to intellectually understand,
Yeah.
but how do we really start to shift those ingrained images?
Well, the lesson offers an exercise called thought awareness.
Okay.
And all it is throughout your day, just take a few moments to notice your thoughts
Okay.
and really notice the images that are coming up, especially those negative ones.
And you're not trying to judge them or push them away or anything.
Just acknowledge them.
Be aware of them.
Be aware of.
So it's that first step of becoming more conscious of those images.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm guessing the next step is to actually challenge them.
Yeah, exactly.
So once you've identified that negative image,
Right.
you're going to ask yourself, is this really true?
Is there another way to see this?
A more positive way to see it.
Exactly.
So for example, instead of seeing that person as hostile,
Yeah.
I might try to see them as maybe just having a bad day
Or feeling insecure themselves.
and needing a little extra understanding.
Right.
And all of this ties back to that idea of choice.
It does.
Like we're choosing the images we hold in our minds, and those choices are shaping our entire experience.
And the more we practice, the more those positive images become our natural way of seeing the world.
Wow.
And that's what brings us closer to the peace and joy that the Course promises.
This has been such an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
So to recap, Lesson 15 from A Course in Miracles teaches us that our thoughts are images that shape our reality.
Yeah.
And by becoming aware of those images and choosing positive ones, we can transform our experience and find a deeper sense of inner peace.
Yeah. It really is a powerful message
It is.
and a reminder that we are responsible for our own happiness.
So before we go, here's something to think about. What's one area of your life where you can start applying this principle today?
That's a great question.
What mental image can you shift to create a more positive experience?
I hope you'll give that some thought.
We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into A Course in Miracles.
It was a pleasure being here.
We'll see you next time.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.